Alright, hello everybody. In this lecture we're going to learn about if-else statements in C++. Alright, so let's begin typing our program. Just the very basics of it, what every program needs. Alright, so now what we want to do is talk about if statements, alright? We're going to talk about if first. So let's go ahead and declare a variable int, an integer, right? Let's name it hair. And we'll name it, no, that's okay. We won't initialize it just yet. So we have a variable hair. And now we're going to ask the user, how much hair do you have? Alright, so this is going to ask, let's even write a comment, what we learned about earlier. What does this line of code do? Asks the user how much hair she has. Okay, now we want the user to respond, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to use the C input, console input, with the arrows facing the other way. And we're going to store whatever the user has to say in the hair variable. Alright, let's write a comment about that too. Stores the value of hair user has. Alright, so now we need to determine whether or not the user is like really old or really young or whatever. Alright, so we're gonna make the computer think and actually make a decision on its own. So we're gonna write if parentheses and two curly brackets. Alright, now in these parentheses, what are we gonna type? Let's type if hair is greater than or equal to, let's say, you know what? Let's do it like this. If hair is less than or equal to, let's say, 5, what do we want to do if the user does not have that much hair? We're gonna say, you must be pretty old. Alright, let's write a comment saying, tell the user that he's pretty old. Alright, now let's try running our program. We're gonna click run. How much hair do you have? Well, let's say I'm bald, alright? Unfortunately, I shaved all my hair and I have 0 hair. You must be pretty old. Alright? That's how an if statement works, right? Now, let's write an else statement right after it. Else, now what? 2 curly brackets. Notice how we didn't put parentheses here. And here, we put parentheses, but here we did not put parentheses, alright? So else, what does that mean? So if the user has more than 5 pieces of hair, then it's going to run this line of code, right? If this line of code doesn't work, then it's going to run this, right? Let me give you an example. Else, cout, you must still be pretty young. Alright, let's write a comment. Alright, now let's write comments explaining what the code does, alright? If the user has less than 5 pieces of hair, tell the user he's pretty old. Now, if the previous thing didn't work, previous statement, hair is less than or equal to 5, what does that mean? That means the user has more than 5 pieces of hair. If the user has more than 5 pieces of hair, tell the user it must be pretty young. Let's go ahead and try it out. Ready? Let's click run. Ooh, see that? I forgot to put a semicolon, which is a very important thing in C++. Alrighty, I'm gonna click run. How much hair do you have? Well, I have about approximately, 2,456,781 pieces of hair. You must still be pretty young. See how the program calculated that? Can you imagine? It knows I'm pretty young, right? Alright, but as you can see here, how much hair do you have? We would like this number to most likely be below it to make it look nicer, of course. So what are we gonna do? Let's go back over here. I believe I have taught this. We're gonna put a /n, stands for new line. Let's give it a try. It's gonna look a little bit nicer. How much hair do you have? As you can see, there's a black square and it's below. That's right. I have 0 hair because I lost it. I'm really stressed out. You must be pretty old. All right? But what if we want to be a little bit more specific, huh? Well, here we can do something interesting. We're going to do something called an else if statement, all right? So we're going to write else if. In between the else and the if, we're going to write another one, else if. This one will have parentheses, all right? And make it look just like mine, all right? Now, else if. So if the user has less than 5 pieces of hair, oh yeah, okay. Let's do hair. Let's say hair is greater than 1 million, and we're gonna write 2 and signs, see? And that means hair, and, all right? And hair is less than or equal to 3 million. What do we want to do? Let's see out. You must be middle-aged. All right. Tell the user he's most likely middle-aged. All right, let's give it a try. Let's click run. How much hair do you have? Well, let's try our new else if. Let's try putting a number between 1 million and 3 million, all right? Let's do 2 million. You must be middle-aged. All right. Pretty cool, huh? So we just made a program that determines a user's age just based by how much hair he has. All right. Now let me teach you all the different operands that are used in C++, all right? So let's delete all this. Let's make a new if statement. Now, let's try it like this. If hair doesn't equal 5. See that? This operand means doesn't equal, all right? Keep that in mind. You may want to write it in a notebook, doesn't equal. So, let's write a comment about it. If hair doesn't equal 5, what are we going to do? See out. You have 5 hairs. Now, else, what does else do? Well, it's gonna run if this is not true. If this is true, because doesn't equal, right? So let's give it a try. So if the user does have 5 hair, it will run whatever in here. You don't have. Oh, wait. Let's change it like this. You don't have 5 hairs, and you do have 5 hairs. Let's give it a try. Ready? Let's click run. Ooh, you know what? We need to ask the user how much hair he has. Let me do this really quick. Alright, let's give it a try. How much hair do you have? Let's say I have 5 hair, okay? You do have 5 hairs. Why did that work? Well, because if hair doesn't equal 5, but it equals 5, so it's not going to run this code, right? It's going to run this code. Now let's try a different number, like 2 billion. How much hair do you have? I have 2 billion hairs. You don't have 5 hairs. Pretty interesting, huh? That's how an if statement works. An else and else if goes in between. Alright, let's try learning a couple more operands. If hair, let's say, equals 5, this means or. So this was and, right? For example, if hair equals 5 and hair is greater than 3, well, that's true, right? If only of these, let's try it like this. Let's make int body wash. Alright? And body wash equals 2. So let's make body wash equal 2. Hair equal 5, alright? Now, this code will only run if hair equals 5 and body wash equals 2. Let's give it a try. So I have 5 hair. You don't have 5 hair. See? This line of code ran, but what if we do or? Well, that means, what does it mean? If either this or this is true. So it adds some complexity within our code, but I highly recommend you to practice it, and just goof around, see what you can create, right? Or, so even if I put, 10 hairs, it will still run, because if hair equals 10, but body wash still equals 2, so this code still ran. It sounds kind of complicated, but the more you practice, the better you'll get, and I highly recommend for you to just go on the internet and just try doing some cool stuff. Alright? Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something interesting. I'll see you in the next lecture.